Welcome back, folks. In this class we are going to work with Microsoft Excel, and like I told you in your blackboard, I want you to find you two vehicles, and we're going to do a price analysis on them for 5 years, which will be 60 months, to see which one is a better deal as far as purchasing this. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go into Microsoft Excel and open this up, and I want to find myself two vehicles. I want one vehicle that's gasoline, one that is a hybrid. So I want to jump in here and take a look around. It doesn't matter. You can have two different vehicles all together, or you can have them two that are exactly the same, one gasoline, one hybrid. And I got looking in here, and I found two right here. These Ford Escapes, one's a SE, one's a SE hybrid, and they're exactly the same. One's just a hybrid engine, one's not. And we're going to go in and do a price analysis, and over the course of 60 months, which is 5 years, we're going to see which one would come out with the best deal. So what I want to do is go into Excel, and the first thing I want to put in here is I'm just going to type it all out. Vehicle information, and just if you'll take and see how it goes over into that one, if you double click right here, it'll open that up for you. And in this first one, I want to put the Ford Escape gasoline, and the one underneath of it, I want to put Ford Escape hybrid, and that's how we'll separate those. Okay. The next is B, and I want to, in 1B, I want to put principal cost, and that's how much the vehicle cost. Double click to open that up. The next one I want to do is going to be the interest rate. Now, interest rate might be 0% on one of the vehicles. It might be 2% or 3% on the second vehicle you choose. So not always is the interest rate the same, but I want to treat it like that for this, and we'll get to that in just a minute. I want to put in here months of loan, and a lot of people try to shorten things up. I like to put the whole information in there. I'll put the total cost of car here, and this would be the total with the interest rate along with the principal. And we're going to do some formulas here in just a minute here. Also, I want to put monthly payment. So we're doing a really extensive analysis on this. But the total interest for 60 months. And like I said, I write the whole thing in so I know exactly what I'm doing. Average cost of gasoline. Average miles. I'll just put MPG. Everybody pretty much knows what MPG stands for, miles per gallon. Estimate miles per year. I'll type that in. Monthly cost. I'm just going to put a monthly cost of gas. Yearly cost of gas. And this is just for your information. We don't need all of this. I think it's just nice to be able to look at that and be able to do some analysis on that. And then I'll put a total gas bill after 60 months, which is 5 years. And then here I want to put the total cost after I pay these vehicles off after five years, and I want to put paid off. That means I own it. That's going to tell us what kind of differences we're going to see. So real quick, I want to go in here and I want to look on the internet, and this is an Escape SE, this is gasoline, this one's hybrid. First thing I want to look at is the starting. I'm just going to put in the starting price, $27,035. So let's minimize that. $27,035. Okay, let me just minimize that just a little bit. Put that over there and put this one. It's not the right one. This is the one I'm doing. Okay, now the hybrid, it is 28. It's going to be a little bit higher, 28,000. Now the interest rate, I couldn't find the interest rate, for these, but I'm going with what I saw as the average as of today was 1.9, and put your percent. 1.9, and I'll put 1.9, and they might, in the vehicles you look at, one might be 0, the other one might be 5%. I want you to put whatever it is on the two vehicles you're looking at, but one has to be a hybrid and one's a gasoline. The monthly loans are 60 and 60, and the total cost of the car, alright, we're going to get to that. So we've got everything taken care of here but the miles per gallon. We also can put the miles per gallon in here real quick, and then we got to do some formulas. Average miles per gallon of the let's get us a calculator up here. You got 28 and 34, so I just take 28 plus 34 equals, and divide that by 2, and that gets us 31. So 31 miles per gallon on the gasoline, and of course you would automatically know that the hybrid is going to get a little bit better fuel mileage. So you got 44 plus 37 divided by 2, right in the middle is 40.5. So you're going to get 40.5 miles per gallon in the hybrid. Okay, so that's basically all we need there. And the rest of it is going to be filled with our formulas. But before we do that, I want to go up here, go all the way across the top of this thing, and I'll catch, and I'm just dragging, and I'm going to go in there and I want to change this to like 14 and bold it, make it look good. I might have to go in here and space them out a little bit, the ones that doesn't have enough room. Just double click it right on the line, so that way we can get everything in that we need, looking good. Alright, so good shape so far. And I want to go in too, and I'll grab all this all the way over to here, and it's going to go to there, and I want to come up here and thicken up that border. Actually, I just want this one. I want all of those all the way over to there. I want a heavy border around it, and then I want also we're going to put the little borders around everything, all borders. So there we go. So we got our borders in there, it's looking good. So now let's do some analysis of this car. Also, there's a few things I do not like, so I want to go across here at the top, and I'm going to find the center of these. That way everything's on center, it's looking good. Some of those I didn't get stretched out far enough. I'll do that real quick. You guys do that too if you need to. Alright, so now we've got everything looking good. Alright, total cost of the car. Now this is going to have to take a little bit of math here, just because there is a formula for compound interest, okay? And we've got interest on this. So we've got our principal and this, and there is a little tool here that is really, really handy to use. And I'll show you guys how to use it here. Alright, what I want to do, instead of doing the total cost of the car, let's go to monthly payment. And there's a little trick you can do on this one. If you type in equal, and that always starts out your calculations equal, only hit PMT, which calculates payments for a loan. And there's all kinds of things that you guys can research to make these formulas up, but you do PMT and constant interest rate, which is what we want. I hit enter on that one, and then after I do that, I put my little comma right there. So PMT, and then first thing I want to do first is get my principal over here. Alright, so again, on your monthly payment, you just hit equals PMT, and then you got to, when you put that in, you got to put a parentheses, and then that brings it up. So your rate is going to be your interest rate, so click over here, put you a comma, number, this is going to be how long that you're going to have this, and first thing I need to also do, before I get too far out here, is this C2 over here, interest rate. I need to divide that, because that's monthly. I need to divide that by 12. Okay? Parentheses. I don't have to have a parenthesis there. D2 was the months. And then we also need to put in our principal cost of the vehicle. So it would be that, parentheses around it, enter. So my monthly payment would be $472.68 if I've got a 1.9% interest rate. So let's do that again down here on this one. So again, you're going to type in the same thing, the PMT, but I first got to hit equal. Hit equal to start a formula, PMT, and then what you do is put your parentheses around it, and again it's first grab, and it tells you what to do. Rate, which is 1.9%, but you want to divide that by 12 because it's over a year. It's a yearly interest rate, and we're putting it into month. So we divide it by 12, and then the next part of it, I don't need that parenthesis. I put a comma in, number, so it's 60 month loan, comma again, and then the principal cost of the car, how much was on the tag on the window, enter it. So we can see real quick the difference in the price per month. So okay, let's find out what the total cost of this car is. So I come up here, click here, there we go. Computer's locked up there for a minute. What is the total cost of this car? Alright, so I know what my monthly payment is, so it's pretty easy. All I have to do is hit equal, start my formula, and I'm going to take this, just click on this, and I want to hit times, because it's monthly payment, times how many months did I take the loan out for, and then just enter. So here is the total cost, and then I'll come down here and do the same exact thing. So I hit equal, and then I come over here and click on this, hit that for my times, and hit 60, and then enter. Now you're seeing something. Now this one's going to be a little bit more expensive than this one, but you see how it's in red? This means negative in Excel. And what it is over here in my formula. This B2 should be negative. And, okay, so make sure you put that negative in there. And see how it does that. It turns it back into positive. When you're doing finances and working in accounting, this would be in a negative state. So I put that negative just to show it up as positive, because it'll make a difference a little bit later on. So you want those to be in the positive realm. But that formula that we put in, the Excel actually put it all together, but use that negative on that. So now, total interest for 60 months. How do we get that? Total interest. Well, all you have to do is take the principal cost, and then, of course, the total cost of the car, and minus the principal. So let's do that. Equals total cost minus principal, and that's the interest for 60 months. Let's do the next one. Equals this minus principal cost. Enter. So not a whole lot of difference there. Alright, average cost of gasoline. Let's go over here to the gasoline side of it. Here's the cost of gas, all that good stuff. So this is all taken care of. We can see that the hybrid's a little bit more expensive than the gasoline. And we expected that. Well, let's see the total after we add in the gasoline. Well, we're not adding in the maintenance part of it. We're just doing the cost of the fuel and the cost of the purchase of the vehicle. So let's look at the next thing. Average cost of gasoline, we're just going to say $3 a gallon, just an estimate. And we knew what the average miles per gallon, because we looked it up. These are new cars, so you should be able to find that pretty easy. Estimate miles per year, the estimate is 15,000 miles per year is average. Okay. Monthly cost of gas, so this is easy. Click on here, equals. So I want to do estimate miles per year. So hit monthly cost of gas. So take 15, and first thing I want to do is put parentheses around this. Will be 15,000 miles, and I want to divide that by 2, and then I'll put that on there. So that gets you your monthly miles, and then the only thing you'd have to do is at that point would be to divide how many miles that you're getting, divide it by your average miles per gallon, and then you'll times it by the cost of the gasoline. So monthly cost of gasoline, let's just make sure that that looks correct. And that's way too much, way too much. Let's see what's going on with that. So again, when we do this, 15,000 miles per year, we're trying to get the month. So again, do your equals, put your parentheses around it, catch this one, divide it by 12. Alright, and then we got to divide out this, and then we should be able to times in our average cost of gasoline. That looks a lot better. Alright, that looks a lot better. So let's do the same thing down here, hit equal, and come into, we grab parentheses, grab this, divide it by 12, grab that, And then you want to also, when you get that parentheses, then you want to divide by the 40.5 and also times it by the $3 per gallon. So there's a little bit of difference in cost. So the yearly cost of gas would be easy to do. Hit your equal, take the monthly and times it by 12. There's 12 months in a year. Same thing here, equals, grab the monthly cost, times it by 12, and there's your yearly cost of gas. So the total bill after 60 months of gas is going to be equals, take this, and you are going to times it. Now that's the yearly cost. Actually, we need to put in the monthly cost. We could do that and put 5 years, but let's just follow and keep everything in formulas. So I want to come over here and do the monthly cost of gas times how many months right here that we've took the loan out for, 60. Okay, so that's the yearly, and then again here's that. So here's the monthly cost, and then we're going to go back over. And that way, if we change anything, everything updates accurately. So something didn't turn out right there. So again, we'll hit equal. Come over here and grab, of course, the monthly cost of gas, and then we are going to times it by how many months that we took a loan out to purchase this. So I go back and look, make sure everything's in there. That looks a lot better. So we've got all that in. Now here we go is the total cost after 5 years whenever we get this thing paid off after 60 months. What we got to include here is hit equal. I want to hit the total cost of the car including interest, which we got right here, total cost of car. And then I'm just going to add in the total bill after 60 months of gas. There's the total. Do the same thing for the hybrid. So the total gas bill, and then of course plus the total price of the car including interest. And we hit that. Make sure it put it on here. It does. And you're seeing here after 5 years, this is the difference. Okay, so price wise, if you're just looking at the vehicle, yeah, the hybrid's going to be just a little bit more expensive, not by much. But if you're coming over here and looking at the total cost after 5 years, you're seeing a little bit of difference here. Okay, you're seeing, well, we can look it up here. Total difference, and I'll put right here, and I'll put an equal sign, and I'll put this minus this. $658 difference between the two types of vehicles. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a little, and this is good, just the total difference. We'll leave that. We'll put a little bar around it there, and I'll put a real heavy one all the way around the whole thing. So this is the total difference, and I'm just going to write up here the hybrid's cheaper by $658. Now real quick, we're going to set ourselves up a little graph to show you some things, and it won't take just a minute to do this, but this is what I want you to do. Come up here to insert, and you have all kinds of graphs and charts. There's all kinds of cool things you can do, but what I want to do is I want to grab the first 2 rows here. I want to first grab the gasoline car, and I'll come up here and I'll hit a little chart. Now you can use anything you want, but I want to use this 3D pie, and see how I put it in right there? Really cool. Well, only thing I want to show on this thing, I want to put I'd like to put the principal cost of the car on it. I would also like to put the interest, the total interest of the car on here, and then I want to put the gas, how much fuel it took. So if you come over here, and there's different things you can add. But first thing I want to do is chart filters. The principal cost I want left on. Interest rate, I don't need it. Months of loan, I don't need that. Total cost of car, I don't need that. Monthly payment, I don't need that. Total interest for 60 months, I don't need that. Only thing, like I said, that I need is a total gas bill. And you can see this up here as I'm hovering around these things, and I accidentally went off of it and I didn't hit select. So I'm just going to go down through here. I do want principal cost on there, but I don't want anything else. And also I want the gas bill after 60 months, and then I want the total interest rate of the car for 60 months right here. Total cost for 60 months, and apply. And what you're seeing here is, whenever I pull this over, is this is the principal cost of the car, and you see that. The orange is the total interest rate that I had to pay, and then here in the gray is the total gas bill that I would have to pay on. Now this is for the Ford Escape gasoline. So now I want to do a comparison chart, and I come up here and grab all of this line here all the way across, and I hit control and I grab this one. The only one I'm not catching is the gasoline. I'm just doing those, and I hit insert, come back over. I want to do my 3D pie chart, bring it up here, bring that back down, pull that up, and again I'm going to go through and I'm going to turn everything. I just want principal cost, total gas bill, and one more, I want the total cost of interest, total interest right there, and apply. Total cost, no, I don't want total cost after 5 years. Let's go in there and find that one. Total gas bill. So let's make that a little larger. Let's undo that back. And I want to stretch that one up a little bit to make it equivalent to this one. Let me pull that back down a little bit. So really you can't tell much about this graph, but what I can do is, and you can switch colors out too. I mean, there's all kinds of really cool things you can do. I like that. That looks pretty cool. And you can grab that and kind of pull it. But you can also, I can do the same thing over here. I like that. If y'all take a look at it now, the difference is, and we know that we had the chart and it showed us how much savings. It was $658 cheaper when I got it paid off to drive the hybrid, but it wasn't a whole lot of difference. But if you look at this, the principal cost is 76% here. It's 80% on this one. So this is cheaper over here. But you see the difference where it starts to come in at is what you would expect. The total gas bill after 60 months. If you drove these exactly the same, 15,000 miles, see how this one's 20% and this one's 16%. There's your difference. So what I want you guys to do is, I want you to get in here, I want you to do this exact chart just the way that I did it, but I want you to find two vehicles that you want. They don't even have to be the same make and model, but at least one of them's gasoline, one of them's hybrid. Okay, So that's what we're going after, just to show you the difference in them. At least have them fairly close to the same size and body style, but they don't have to be the same make and model. So if you need any help with this, just let me know.